We just had a pretty cool game between Navi and Kia 5, and now, well, that warm-up is over because Navi kind of stomped there. Now they have to prove themselves against Fnatic, and this is probably the first time we're going to see the true strength of the Navi lineup. We have Sky Temple as our first map in the best of 3 series at the Heroes Battle Arena, and Fnatic is banning out Tyrande after Navi decided to ban out Falstad and is most likely going to take Kel'Thas now to start the draft off. Unless, of course, they have a bit of a pocket strategy that they want to show there. If they have some kind of like play that Navi is not quite familiar with. So yeah, we're going to see how Fnatic is going to play against Navi, who proved themselves to be extremely strong during the last series, and there is that Kel'Thas. So Fnatic now with an opportunity to go into, well, ETC Uther, but there's a lot more to it than that. It's just like one of the standard comps that you can go for, ETC already taken, but you can still combo that off with a Sonya, which Fnatic has done in the past, but in today's game they decide to go for ETC Uther instead, which is extremely powerful. They have shown in previous drafts a Muradin, Sonya. It's really just a matter of personal preference of what you go for here. But this, what they chose, is of course a very strong comp at that. Navi likely to go at least into the Muradin. Muradin is a solid frontliner. They already played him earlier against Kia 5, and I'm very sure that they are going to drop the hero again. They could go into that Sonya together with Muradin right now. Muradin already taken, and now it's just a matter of what exactly they prioritize here higher. They could go into that Sonya, as already mentioned, but there's a couple of heroes overall that you can really take here. You could also just simply go for an early push hero, a damage hero. We've seen a lot of Sylvanas being played on basically any map out there, and she offers a lot if you are going up against an ETC, since you can also, of course, use that silence and drop him out of the mosh pit. We could see them also heading into, well, I suppose some other damage heroes. Navi in particular hasn't really played any of these pocket pick heroes that we've seen from Kia 5 with a high focus on the Lost Vikings, and I don't really think that they're going to go for something like that. It's probably going to be more of a solid draft. An early Thrall here already. Alright, Navi loves to play them, we know that. I didn't really expect them to go for it on the third pick, but hell, why not? They were maybe a bit afraid that Fnatic might pick Thrall. He is getting higher and higher in the draft. Like, the priority that Thrall receives right now is pretty fun to watch. I mean, for the longest time, everybody wanted to see Thrall in the drafts, and now we finally get that wish granted. Fnatic, they could start to counteract that now again, also with a ban on potentially the Tassadar. It's probably going to be a support ban. Either you get rid of a Karazim, you can get rid of a Tassadar here, something that would allow Thrall to go even more ham than he already does. And it is a Tassadar that is being banned out. So pretty smart doing that, getting rid of those shields. Navi then again, when they are looking at the setup here, heroes that they could try to ban out are, well, they already take it. It's a Sonya. They ban the Sonya out. Not only ETC benefits greatly from a Divine Shield, it's also Sonya, and Fnatic has proven over and over again how dangerous they are with their Sonya play. So that's probably a very good choice. With Fnatic, we can still see Jaina taken. Normally, when we're talking about Mena, Jaina is very powerful, and they, first of all, run this with Ethereal, so that's going to allow them even more sustain during these fights. And as Sylvanas is being played. Now, Jaina is still an option for them, keep that in mind, especially Mena loves to play either Kel'Thas or Jaina. Navi is kind of unlikely to pick her, since they already have a Kel'Thas. First of all, they need a support, and it's likely that we're going to see Karazim taken on the side of Navi, so that they have that Divine Palm ready, and that they can also, like with Muradin and Thrall at frontline, get a lot of healing power out of the hero. We have a few other options that they have overall in the setup. They need a bit of range damage, would I still say. They could go into a Vala, they could go into a Reyna, and even a Zagara at the bot lane would of course make a whole lot of sense here on Sky Temple. These days in the European scene, she's a bit more often seen on maps like Dragonshire, but on Sky Temple she's also quite powerful. But I would rather expect something along the lines of maybe a Vala here for Navi. Then again, there are options. They can also run this with a Reyna to get the Hyperion in play and zone a few of these temples out. That is really strong, but let's see what they're going to do. They have still have time pool running, so Navi has some time to think about what exactly they want to play in this case. But it is again that Anubarak. Okay, so very, very high focus on the melee heroes. They played with an Anubarak earlier. Alex the Prodigy was playing on the Love Bug, and that was very cool. Fnatic now, are they going to drop that Jaina for Mena, or are they going to run him with the Sylvanas in this case? Fnatic can actually, I mean, they have two frontliners already. They need a bit more damage with this. They have already a very sustainable lineup, but we have now Sylvanas. It could be the Jaina, or they could simply go, yes, it is the Jaina, okay. So, a lot of the picks, as expected. Very strong setup here, by the way. I'm really liking it. Fnatic going into double warrior, double damage, and NaVi is heading into a triple frontliner setup. Well, if you count Charism, it's actually 4 heroes that are in melee range. Sky Temple is, of course, the first map, and this is the true test of strength for NaVi, and I'm excited about it. So Sky Temple, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to jump in, and we're going to find out if NaVi takes it, or if Fnatic is going to claim the first win in the best of 3 series here at the Heroes Battle Arena. Alright, so let's check out how that's gonna work. We have everything set up. Yes, looking good. Okay, Fnatic is actually with a squad onto the bot. That makes sense. And yeah, we're solid. We're solid. We're set up for everything. So let's get this game started. And yeah, check it out. So first of all, looks like we're ready to go. I think we're missing one guy. 8 out of 10 players ready. Smexy Style has to ready up. And I think we're missing also one more caster. The Russian caster, I think, is not in yet. Players are getting ready, though. And I'm not sure if he's going to join us. I actually don't know. I assumed he did. I mean, he was joining earlier, but right now there's nobody, and I don't even think that he's invited, so no clue. We are in, so if worse comes to worse, I can just simply recast of the stream. I don't think he will have to. But yeah, NaVi, he should at least have the NaVi players. He was in the last game already, but I'm not quite sure if he's still streaming, so don't know. Don't know. I can actually just double check over here. Okay, we're starting the game. We have everybody ready, and yeah, I'm not sure if he's still doing it. Either way, we're going to go into the game right now, so guys, get ready for this one, because we are going to have some fun. NaVi, and after the last game, this should be awesome. After the last game, this should really, really be great. Trapped in the loading screen once again. Everything stopped for a second, but there we go. Game number 1, everybody, at the Heroes Battle Arena. The match between NaVi and Fnatic. And, well, this is supposed to be a really good one. So far, we didn't really know how strong NaVi really is with that new setup, but we're going to find out now. They're going up against one of the strongest teams in the European scene. They are going up against Fnatic. To the left side of the map on Sky Temple, our first map in the best of 3 series, we see Alex the Pro G on Nubarak, Crosby on Kalthas, Eternal on Thrall, we have Zarmany on Muradin, and Garampakete on Charism. To the right side of the map, Breeze on ETC, we have Fnatic with main on Jaina, Shad on Tyrael, Quatnix on Sylvanas, and Smexy Style is playing Uther here for the team. So in case that you actually have not really followed the Heroes of the Storm scene of Europe in the recent past, yes, we had definitely quite a few changes. The Fnatic setup is something that everybody should be quite familiar with right now. But we have for NaVi now a few players that you've seen on other teams in the past. Garampakete, a former Team Liquid player, and Crosby, of course, a player that has been playing for Spartanian, aka My Insanity, in the recent past, and is currently one of the members of the Fnatic NaVi setup. And we have already the attempt in the early game, which was defended with Sylvanas heading for tower, Quatnix trying to burst something down. We've been talking about it in the previous series. In this game, though, it didn't really happen. And yeah, level 1 talents, pretty much, a lot of them really focused on the globe talents. You can already see the Regeneration Master on Tyrael and on Nubarak. We're seeing Conjurer's Pursuit for Jaina, for Uther, and we have, of course, next to that also the Mana Addict here for Charism, for Kalthas himself. Charism, on the other hand, with Transcendence in this case. And the same build that we've seen from Thrall in a couple of occasions already, going straight for the Seasoned Marksman. We're going to see him with the Envenom on level 4, and then on level 7, on level 13 and 16, he's going to go for the Wind Fury Talons to try to get that extra damage out with all of those auto attacks. That being said, the temples are active on the map. This is only going to be the first map in the best of 3 series here at the Heroes Battle Arena, powered by Twitch and G2A. And at the bot lane, the two, well, I don't want to call it Tyrael Amelia Assassin. Eternal on his Thrall definitely is one of them. But Shad, of course, he can do pretty nasty things with that Tyrael as well. We've seen that in the past, especially on maps like Cursed Hollow. For now, it's more of a fight for those temple shots. Anubarak to the top lane, securing that quite easily. And the cool thing about Anubarak here is that NaVi already played the hero before, and the last time we've seen it, oh, the stun! And Quatnix cannot jump to the Haunting Wave and is eliminated. But as I said, the cool thing about the Nubarak is that they actually play him usually with Cocoon to isolate targets, and it's pretty solid. Cocoon is a great talent, it's an amazing talent, I'm always surprised that not more teams play it on him. The sustain that you get, of course, out of the Locust Swarm is great, but Cocoon allows you an 8-second disable, and that can be just absolutely brilliant during these big team fights. Underking, again, as a level 4 talent for Anubarak, as in the previous games. We have the double neck guitar as a level 4 talent for Breeze here. And Uther went straight into the protective shield. We have the radius increase for Jaina with a blizzard. Last few shots have been soaked here. And a slight lead for NaVi. Nothing like too fancy. Nothing like really gives you a huge lead or anything. But still something that is noteworthy. Of course, after the Regeneration Master talent, Amplified Healing, the two talents proc off each other, which is actually very, very sweet. The healing power that you get out of every single globe is therefore increased, and it's absolutely awesome to see how that works in conjunction, because later on in the game, Tyrael just has so much regeneration. It's really nice. Regeneration Master was a bit stronger in the past as well, and we've seen sometimes players have like more than 100 hit points regenerating per second. The talent that balanced over the patches, but yeah, there were a couple of really crazy things. I mean, there was a time when with Stitches, every single time you went for your Devour, you would get 4 additional healing, 4 additional hit points healed. It was like a 30-minute game that I once played where I had a 250 hit points per second heal. That was kind of imba. Breeze, by the way, talking about imba, he gets taken out, and Anubarak jumps in again, tries to go for the second kill. Yeah, they were attempting to stun Quadnix once more to just manage so that he can't go into that Haunting Wave and escape, but this time it didn't work out. The problem still is that early level 7 talent, where we again have the AoE damage for Alex, who went into the Urticating Spines. We have also now that level 7 Wind Shear talent that we've been talking about a bit earlier on Thrall, and we see of course the Echo of Heaven for Charism. So a lot of pressure here at the bot lane. One tower taken down, a lot of experience soaked. Zarmani is now up at the top, and NaVi is playing this really well. Keep in mind that NaVi is currently up against a team that did not only win DreamHack, but also took the Hitbox Invitational that we just had recently, the 4K event. So in this case, NaVi is doing pretty well. But of course, Fnatic is not a team that just gives up because they are level behind in the early game. These boys are going to get super aggressive once they hit the level 10 ability, and maybe even before that. This game is far from being over. 2 kills against 0, but it's already quite nice to see that NaVi is able to, at least for now, keep up. Alex is going to move out. He's using his Underkin here to get away with the Burrow Charge up to the top lane. Quadnix with the Soak of Experience, and he's of course trying to de-push that wave now as well. We have the Unstable Poison for him, Frostbitten for Mena on the level 7 talent here for his Jaina. And the action is starting, ladies and gentlemen, as the tower to the bot lane is claimed, and that means that not only the well, but also that fort is more or less forfeit here. We see Fnatic rotating over into the lanes to soak experience, but so far it's a very decent job that NaVi is doing here. They are having a lot of fun at that bot lane, can push that in easily. Thrall is trying to claim the top. Smexy style is going for the stun, but it's a bit too late. I mean, oh, Eternal, that was close, my friend. I did not expect Mena to move in with that Blizzard, but of course he can still poke a bit with that Chain Lightning. In the end, though, he will need some help if he really wants to make this work. The bot fort has been eliminated in the meantime, though, and the rotation is heading straight for Breeze. The level 10 ability should be faster for Team NaVi, but Fnatic has done a solid amount of work at the top lane, destroyed both of the towers and went through the entire wall. So even though NaVi will head into level 10 a bit earlier, we still have that talent hitting fairly soon for the opponent. Alex missing that stun. That's of course unfortunate for him here, but they get their heroic ability. Fnatic is gonna get it any second now though either. So we have Cocoon taken, Sunder Ring. We have also Phoenix, Divine Palm, and also Muradin with that Avatar. As you can see, the heroic ability for the opponent isn't ready just yet, but Fnatic is soaking experience on all 3 lanes, so we see them now finally with that ultimate ability. We have already Mosh Pit taken, and there's of course the big combos. Divine Shield into Mosh Pit, into Ring of Frost, maybe even with the Sanctification and the Wailing Arrow. It's the wombo combo of doom that we're seeing here, and if Fnatic is able to launch that only once, they should be able to get a lot of kills there. There's quite a couple of disables and stuns though that NaVi can count on, and they are going to try to use all of those to especially make DTC's life a little hell. Him together with Tyrael at the front line are going to eat a lot of those stuns, definitely over the course of this game. But it's only one good mosh pit that you really need to go for a team wipe, or at least a 3 to 4 man kill, and from that point on you can really snowball these fights. So both of the teams are going to be very careful how they initiate. And oh, Alex actually diving deep for this one. They go for Tyrael, but Eldruin's Might is going to hit any second. Nice, Cocoon is in play. Smexy style is trying to eliminate it. Shad is down. Down goes Tyrael. Alex eating a lot of damage, but they move in again against Uther. He's down as well. It's a double kill for NaVi, and they are not stopping here. They're going for Quacknix. He jumps away with a Haunting Wave and barely escapes. But that was exactly that power play that we've been talking about. Great job by NaVi. They get that damage in and are able to take the opponent down here. Really nice combo, and you could really see the value of the Cocoon. Immediately the Cocoon against Uther, no Divine Shield for him, and now they are starting to move into the mid lane, where first of all the Beatles are soaking some of the tower ammunition while the rest of the team pushes, and they secure themselves level 12. Muradin even at the bot lane here. Zarmony is getting those shots in, and with them already annihilating a few of the structures, this is now attacking directly the fort in the mid lane. Muradin eventually will have to jump out of this one, and it shouldn't really be a problem for him. He's so far not using that jump. He's waiting to see who's going to come over there towards the temple, and he can move back in. Zarmony moves up to the top now. Thrall, by the way, with another temple on his own, and Nubarak had to escape here since Breeze, Quacknix and Mena were attempting to go for a kill, but that fort has now been eliminated up to the top. Level 13 is very close now for NaVi. They're starting to move in. Breeze might be in a bit of trouble. Gets stunned. Phoenix being used. Breeze gets stunned again. Has a Divine Shield, but can he really escape? Looks like he can get away, but we have the Cocoon used up to the top, and that's of course now a bigger problem. Cocoon is there, stuns are happening, and bye-bye Sylvana. She has no chance to escape this one. Level 13 talents now also ready, and that leaves us in this case with the chain bombs finally, with that level 13 talent going straight for the wall up at the top, with the Nubarak even aiming for more damage, the AoE damage, not only thanks to the Urticating Spines, but also the Burning Rage that has now been claimed. Grace of Air, Relentless and Thunderstrike as the talents, and still not all of the tower shots soaked up at the top, where Alex the Pro-G is starting to take over. Doesn't really have any of these beetle talents that we oftentimes saw in the past before the patches started to nerf them, but still he's more than in a good position to take down all of these creatures and make sure that he's getting the last few shots in into the middle, where they will drop another fort. 5 kills against 0, and currently NaVi is showing Fnatic how this game is being played. And guys, the level of play on the European server is getting absolutely crazy these days. The fights that we've seen between Team Liquid and Fnatic have been insane, and now it looks like NaVi is able to give Fnatic a run for their money, and we haven't even seen Dignitas play in the recent past since they already qualified for Enter the Storm, and they weren't part of any of the other tournaments that have been played so far. Level 13 talents are finally ready on the side of Team Fnatic, and that leaves us after the Just Keep Rocking, the mini Relentless, with groupies. We have Muradin getting chased down at the bot, and he's jumping away. Hop, little dwarf, hop. And of course, Evasive Fire, Imposing Will, and also the Shrink Ray for Uther. That being said, the top lane is being pressured by Alex. He's trying to deep push, first of all, the Bruiser camp, so that his own camp is going to do a bit more damage. And they're simply moving in again. And it looks like they're going to try for the wall here. The rest of the team is still down there. Quacknix and his boys are thinking about pushing, but I'm not quite sure if they can make that happen for too long. Breeze is completely locked down and is trying to get away here. That Sundering, I'm not quite sure if that really helped them. So that Sundering might not have been as helpful as they thought it would be, but they're still moving in, and here comes ETC with the weirdest mosh pit that I've ever seen. What the hell was that? That was hashtag misclick if anything, because I do not believe for a second that Breeze really wanted to use the mosh pit there. So that's one wasted cooldown, and we see the rest of the team moving in. Uther is about to die, uses the Divine Shield onto himself. Ring of Frost is stopping them in their tracks, but yeah, that's a very, very tricky spot now for Fnatic. They didn't lose a hero at least, I mean, that's already cool. So they didn't lose anybody, but yeah, that mosh pit on Breeze, that was awkward. And that allows now NaVi to go for the boss. But I'm not 100% certain that Sundering that we saw from Eternal really helped. I mean, the whole idea was, of course, to just stun Breeze once again so that they can take him down before he's able to dash away. But in the end, I think it did more harm than good. But yeah, doesn't really matter. They come out in a very good spot with the earlier level 16 talent, and also with a boss that is now moving in. Eternal is just rotating in. They can go for the fight. On level 16, he went for the extra damage on his third attack, so we have him with the Tempest Fury. Stone Form, Circle of Life, Arcane Barrier, and Blood for Blood are taken. And while we see Fnatic defend the bot lane, NaVi is just simply moving into the mid lane, saying hello to that wall, taking that down, and they can do a ton of damage. The temple on the map is also still active, so they can go for that one too. We have, of course, the bot lane still pressured. That boss is doing some work. Is at least going through that wall. Not going to drop any of these towers, but as you know, any structure that you take on any of these maps are, of course, incredibly important. So Gran Paquete soaking a few of the shots. Rest of the team is going to rotate over very fast, and this attack is already hitting not only that well, but will put damage onto the keep indeed as well. So the rest of the team rotating towards the camps, claiming a few of those, timing them even. I mean, timing that camp here. Breeze is currently waiting. The rest of the shots are starting to get fired towards the keep. This might actually fall. This keep is going to fall. There's enough shots left to take the first keep down in the game, and it looks like Fnatic, they know that they need experience first, so they're just rotating on the map, trying to go for a bit of a, well, maybe for a trap here. Level 16 talent is the most important part for them now, and finally they have it. So it's going to be a fight on even talents if they are moving in again. We have the Northern Exposure taken over the Numbing Blast, Holy Ground, and next to that we see Cold Embrace, Benediction, and ETC. Kind of likely, yes, Echo Paddle indeed it is. So a bit more extra damage thanks to the pulsing. But here comes the potential fight, and all that Fnatic needs is a good combo with ETC Mosh Pit. Breeze is going to try to get that in, but things are starting to get a little bit dicey for them. So far we still have forts on the map for their opponents. NaVi still has forts on this map, and we see at the same time one keep already damaged at the top, half HP, keep in the mid lane destroyed, keep at the bot lane still at full HP but the gate gone, so this is a really tricky spot for them. 2 levels ahead, that's where we're seeing NaVi now, and it's 5 kills against 0. There's actually still 2 of the forts alive for NaVi, like it couldn't really be worse for Fnatic, and they kind of need to wait for either an objective that they can take and then force a fight, or at least a team fight in general, because they don't have too much time. I mean, there's still camps on the map that NaVi can take, and they do, but in just 1.5 levels, a bit more than that, we're going to see level 20, the Storm talents for NaVi, and all they do have to play it safe and sound, but here comes the attack, and Sylvanas is helping with a push. So we have the decision made. Fnatic is moving in. NaVi is ready to go for it. Avatar Stone Form being used. Zarmany moves back. The keep or the fort has been eliminated though. So a pretty solid move here by Fnatic after all. Able to get some damage in. And they forced also 2 of their rogue abilities out. Especially of course that Avatar is something that they're going to miss in the next fight. It's going to be down for another 80 seconds. And that's not too shabby. But we have now the entire team starting to rotate down to the bottom as well. Top temple, bottom temple, both of them are active. 2 of them are also as we speak. It looks though as if we are seeing another massive attack by NaVi just rotating in. They're trying to drop a few of the structures and they know that there are heroes up at the top. So they go straight for both of these towers, or at least they try to. So much damage pushed in. But here is Shad, and yep, in this case, he's jumping in and using, of course, or attempts to use the zoning effort with the Holy Ground. But Breeze moves in. Here comes the Mosh Pit and the Divine Shield. They immediately focus all the other heroes here. He has to cancel the Mosh Pit. Already we're seeing Cocoon being used, but the target has been released. A kill on each side. Muradin down and also Jaina. But we have also Uther dying now, and this is the turnaround against the Fnatic. Alex the Pro G is Divine Palm. Breeze, on the other hand, he dies for real. Shad jumps away again, but the Under King allows Alex to go in deep for the potential kill. They can't really get it now, but they are attempting to at least put more damage onto the structures. And not only that, Quantnix is also suffering a lot of damage here. Nobody's going for the keep. I actually expected them to go for it, but they just simply aim for both of these temples now. And of course, the temple down to the bot lane with the shots is going to eliminate that particular keep eventually. At the top lane, Eternal versus Shad, and guess what? We're going to see those level 20 talents. There they are, with now also a double Bolt of the Storm already on Kalthas and Thrall. We have the Hardened Shield for a Nubarok, and the Peaceful Repose on the side of Karazim. Eternal needs to move away out of this one, gets zoned, nice, but has to use the Bolt of the Storm and is still able to escape. The bottom keep, as already mentioned, has just fallen, and we have the rest of the team still rotating around. If they can, they don't even have to soak anything else. The top keep has now fallen too. That means one more temple and this game is over, because the core is going to fall to it, losing a few shields as we speak, and a Nubarak is up at the top trying to buy a bit of time, whereas the bottom lane is heavily pushed thanks to now also those siege shines that are starting to move in. The bottom temple, the top temple is being fought over. Nice attempt to take down Kel'Thas, but he is still using that Phoenix, bolted out of there. Jaina is in trouble. Jaina is in a lot of trouble. She gets the Divine Shield in the last second, but she might still die. We are seeing also Shed struggling. Here comes Alex. He needs to move out. Good Wailing Arrow, but Sylvanas is dead. Not ready to move away. Double mercenary camp at the bot lane is pushing the core and is pushing it hard. All that Na'Vi has to do is go for the temple, and this game is won. The core is at 97% and is going to lose even more. ETC, Breeze, he's falling. Smexy style is low. The GG is called, and they go for Shat now as well. Nice zoning, but it doesn't matter anymore. The core is still being attacked, and all they have to do is rotate a hero either on those temples or just go in for the kill, and they kill it right away. The 1-0 lead for Na'Vi in the best of 3 series. Great play here. Really well done and an impressive performance by Na'Vi against Fnatic.